Hi, good afternoon. My name is Derrick Loi. I'm the GM for International Business of Digital Technologies from Ant Group. So I'm really pleased to be here today to share a bit more about our views on how do we establish digital trust in the era of Web3. So first and foremost, let me introduce Ant Group. Some of you might not be familiar with us, but you must be familiar with the term, the wallet Alipay, right? So Ant Group is the holding company that operates Alipay as one of the leading wallets across Asia Pacific. At the same time, we have also taken minority stakes into a lot of regional wallets, such as True Money in Thailand, in order to establish a regional payment platform, right, and payment or what they call platform economy that is now connecting up all these wallets as well as close to about 1 million merchants in order to serve 1.3 billion, right, wallet users, right? So that's one of the things we do. Another key thing that we do is around really generating traffic, right? And this is where in recent years we have made acquisitions such as to C2P, which is known for being a leading FinCard as well as payment gateway processor across Asia. The third pillar of our business is digital banks, right? So other than MY Bank, which is the digital bank in Hong Kong and Macau, we have also launched Anex Bank in Singapore, which is a wholesale digital bank. Now, last but not least is where I come in, right, is digital technologies. So essentially, the first three pillars that I described, be it Alipay, be it the traffic generators and aggregators, be it the digital banks, they are my internal customers, right? I provide them with the underlying capabilities in eKYC, digital trust, digital applications to digital verification in order for them to do their business. All right. So some of the technology capabilities that we have includes things like N-Chain, Zolos, which is eKYC, Ocean-Base, our object-oriented database, SOFA, as well as MPass. All right. So this slides pretty much covers what digital technology, right, the technology arm of Ant Group does. So on the left side is on your left side would be our blockchain based portfolio. Okay, so I think the words did not come out very clearly. So what we have the secure multi-party compute, which is more for credit risk rating. We have got the AI-based Zolos, which is our eKYC, KYB, and anti-money laundering products. We have got MPass, which is our super app development platform, right? So if you use Alipay, if you use True Money, if you use, some of these apps, that is built based on MPass. And then last but not least, we have our fraud prevention, right? Which is also AI risk engine powered. So that, is on my left, right, is the non-blockchain portfolio. Then on my right is the blockchain-based portfolio. And this is where we have solutions such as traceability. That was very useful during the COVID years when that was used to do traceability for vaccine, right, from lab to arm. We also provide Trustable, which is our cross-border blockchain-based payment platform. We have a solution for anti-counterfeiting. And last but not least, Web3-related security solution, which I'll touch on a bit more today. Now, before I talk about what digital trust is needed in the Web3 era, let's first talk a bit about what is the transitional difference. What is the difference when you transition from Web 2 to Web 3 that requires or that poses a new security risk? So primarily, the key transitional differences from Web 2 to Web 3 that poses a security risk will be around the use of AI and the results that are now generated from AI and how do you control that, right? So that's one. Another key area is around data ownership. In Web3, it is about decentralized data ownership. It's about protecting your own data, and this is achieved through combination of technology, but one of them being blockchain. So how do you then secure, right, the smart contract on blockchain? Last but not least, with all Web3 going forward, it's all about the apps, right? You're going to buy your crypto assets, you're going to do your lending, all right? You're going to secure a loan for your business, all via your app or your mobile app. People are moving away from web interfaces. So therefore, app security, app hardening is crucial. All right, so if I may summarize, as we transition from Web 2 to Web 3, and Web 3 is powered by blockchain, powered by AI, powered by the digital app, these are the three areas where you have to address the security risk. I've summarized that on this slide here, all right, and I've highlighted in bold the three areas that I spoke about, all right. But if I may also talk about the first item, which is digital verification. So gone are the days when you queue up, right, to buy a new mobile line. Gone are the days when you go to your banks to make a transfer. Now you do it on your mobile phone. But when you want to transfer $1 million, for example, or assuming you want to do so, assuming you want to subscribe to a new mobile line, it is now critical to do the mobile verification of your ID so that they really know that you are who you are, right? That digital verification is so crucial as we now move into Web3. Next, I spoke about blockchain being one of the components of Web3. So the smart contract audit is a key part of securing the blockchain. I spoke about fraud prevention and risk control. Every day we are seeing new scams. Every day we are seeing new ways of scammers, right? Preying on yourself and your parents and the underserved market. And this is where there is a need for AI-powered risk prevention and fraud prevention. Fourth is about a secure app infrastructure, because everything is now through the mobile app. And last but not least, with generative AI, how do you filter, how do you curate the content that's created by generative AI? So let me just dive a bit more into three of these topics, right? Because there are so many things to cover, but I'll talk about three of them. First, I would like to talk about smart contract audit. Blockchain, right? How do you secure the smart contract on blockchain? And blockchain is one of the key components of Web3. Now, let's take a look at over the past years, right? We have seen a lot of major smart contract hacks related to cross-chain for crypto wallet, crypto exchanges. The most recent being BigKeep, right? That lost close to about 10 million due to a SDK, compromise on their Android app, which was then re-uploaded into some of the Android libraries. And when customers downloaded this Android app, right, they were actually using a compromised SDK toolkit compilation. So that led to the 10 million lost. So this is where definitely you need to have for any crypto assets or crypto digital offerings, digital asset offering, a independent smart contract review. Okay, I stress again, right? If I were to cook a dish, I cannot taste it and tell you that it tastes good, because of course, if I cook it, I will assume that it's good, right? So it's important to have an independent smart contract audit, especially for any smart contract asset offering. Okay, so this is what N Group does, right? We do have a smart contract offering that provides a tool-based approach. So it's a hybrid approach. We have a tool that will scrutinize the thousands of codes that you have, followed by an expert review. We are able to audit both fungible tokens, non-fungible tokens, and utility tokens. We have local language speaking talent. So unlike a lot of smart contract companies, they are based in US, we are based here, right? So we speak English, Chinese, Thai. Last but not least, end of the day, it's always about the quality assurance from a third party, and Ant Group, is one of the brands that you can count on. Not only that, right? As you can imagine, we have a strong team of experts. We have written close to about 40 plus papers, right? And we have 20 plus patents in blockchain security, right? So Ant Group is leading in terms of the numbers of blockchain patents that we have published in the world, close to about 1,000 plus patents at the moment. So again, Web3, so blockchain, AI, digital app. So blockchain, I've spoken about the security for blockchain. Now let me talk a bit more about AI security, right? So for those of you who recognize this picture, it was actually generated by AI, right? And it won an art contest recently, right? So the author or the artist, the digital artist, he actually put in the French word for space, opera, as well as theater, and the software, the AI, the generative AI tool was called Midjourney. He actually created this art piece that you see here. So that is how powerful generative AI and open AI is today, right? And when it comes to AI generated content, AIGC, right? It has moved from PGC, professionally generated content, to user generated content, to where we are today, which is AI generated content. And as the word suggests, right? If it's generated by AI, how do you curate the quality? How do you curate or check the output? And this is where, for Ant Group, we have something called content moderation, right? And this is very relevant because in Asia, every country now has got Online Safety Act. In Thailand, for example, right, there is obviously a strict rule around criticizing the monarchy, right? So this is a strict rule, and there is a need to moderate the content that's posted online. In Singapore, there was the Online Safety Act. In Indonesia, there's also a very strict content filtration rules. So these are the regional laws and regulations that have been introduced across Asia, all right? And in a lot of, in different parts of Asia, there's also a huge focus on religious sensitivity, right? So that is very important. And this is where, when it comes to curating AI-generated content, we actually have a solution that is able to moderate and filter out text, words, photos and videos, right? To give a almost real-time experience, but yet this is all AI powered. Last but not least, I wanted to talk about app security because, all of us are now using app for almost everything in our lives. And therefore, how do you prevent a compromised SDK for Android app to be uploaded? So this is where Ant Group, we also have a very comprehensive mobile app security hardening platform, right? Which I will not go into details, but basically it really helps to secure the app and make sure that the mobile endpoint is the last threat vector that you have to worry about. So that's all I wanted to cover. I hope this session was useful. If I may summarize, right? I think it's always important to summarize, right? So as we transition from Web 2 to Web 3, right, it's important to understand what are the building blocks of Web 3. You have blockchain, you have AI, right? And AI now, there is generative AI, right? And last but not least, the digital app is the interface that every transaction is being handled. So when we move from Web 2 to Web 3, in order to address security in Web 3, digital trust in Web 3, you have to look at the underlying components and address the security for blockchain, which is smart contract audit, address the data content security for generated AI content, AI generated content, right? And this is where we have content moderation. And last but not least, how do you make sure that the app is secure, is hardened? And this is where the app and mobile security comes in. Thank you so much. I hope this session was useful. Please come and talk to me if you have any questions.